Hey guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a potassium broth. This is also known as the rejuvenator. It's hydrating, alkalizing, and immune boosting. What's great about this broth is it utilizes pantry staples. It also reduces food waste and is very simple to make. Today we are going to be using 6 carrots, a bunch of celery. For a dark leafy green, I chose kale, but really any green works here. I'm also using parsley for my herb. Again, cilantro, any herb works really well. I'm using garlic, onion, a jalapeno, sweet potato, ginger. This is fresh turmeric that I actually just juiced. But if you still have fresh turmeric on hand, you can just throw that in. If you're not able to find fresh turmeric, you can also swap that out for a spice. Ground turmeric works great. And we're gonna do a blend of some Himalayan sea salt and some black pepper. I'm using about 8 to 10 cups of water, and we're simply gonna throw this in the pot for a great nutrient-dense broth. Let's get going. So we're gonna add carrots, about 6 carrots, 1 bunch of celery, and I'm using a whole head of garlic here. You can reduce it if you're not huge on garlic flavor. But it really does have a great flavor to it, and any type of allium plant, vegetable here would work. Alliums are plants that have immune boosting compounds to them, so that's onions, garlic, so you can use any onion here. I'm choosing white because that's what I had left over on hand, as well as a jalapeno. We're gonna toss in some ginger, put in our turmeric juice. Now, when using turmeric, fresh turmeric, make sure to use gloves. It will dye your fingertips orange, but I promise you that the anti-inflammatory benefits of it is definitely worth it. We're gonna toss in our sweet potato. Oop, I guess our parsley is hopping in there too. Some kale. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in a blend of some black pepper. And some Himalayan salt. We're going to put in our water. And if you need to add more water, depending on the size of your pot, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm adding 2 more cups of water just to get this filled up. When using a pressure cooker, it cooks on high for 60 minutes. If you are going to cook this on the stove, I do suggest once it comes to a boil, put a lid on it, drop it to low, and cook it for 4 hours. Another great addition to this broth is actually adding bones. So any leftover bones you have from, say, a roasted chicken, you can absolutely toss in here to make a wonderful bone broth. Bones are great, and adding bone broth is very immune supporting. The bones have lots of minerals in them, including collagen, which is really great for our gut lining and for our gut microbiome. So if you absolutely have some bones on hand, or if you recently grilled or roasted a chicken that was bone in, save those bones, do not toss them, and throw them into this pot. Once you have everything in, we're gonna go ahead and secure our lid. And we're gonna make sure that the tab is on close. You do want a nice space to allow the steam from this to come on. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this on, pressure on high, and we are gonna take it up to 1 hour. Press start, and we're good to go. Hands-free for 60 minutes. So how do you use this broth? So you can use this as a wonderful drink. I love to squeeze some fresh lemon juice into it, and you can just sip on it throughout the day. Like I said, it's very hydrating. You can also use it as a base to any soup, or for, say, mashed potatoes. Using it in place of any broth that you would use in a recipe, you can simply use this. When it's done cooking, you're going to strain out the vegetables. All of the minerals and nutrients from the vegetables is now in the liquid, so we're gonna go ahead and strain those out and enjoy the broth of this. Okay, so our potassium broth has finished cooking. We've strained it and allowed it to cool. It's now in our mason jar, where I'm gonna allow it to completely cool before putting it in the fridge. This does store very well in the fridge for up to 5 days. However, if you do decide to make bone broth by adding the bones, as I mentioned, I would say to consume that within 3 days. After that, you can freeze either one of these. They freeze very well. Give this broth a try and let me know what you think. I'll see you in the kitchen.